D Sports Dork Entertainment. Today we present the pre-game discussion or talk for India versus Sri Lanka in the 2019 Men's Cricket World Cup. So we're reaching the business end of the competition now with the top four pretty much decided. We've got Australia, India, England and New Zealand. So those will be the semi-finalists. We've got, I think, two more round games. So tonight's game is, I think, the second last round game. Then we've got Australia v South Africa tomorrow. If India win this match, they can actually move up to first. So they will move up to first if they win today. And then it depends on Australia versus South Africa. If Australia do win, they'll end up being first and facing likely to be New Zealand in the semi-final. Whereas India will then face England in the semi-final. So it is quite important for India. England are sort of towards an upswing. So they have been playing really well with England. You have to really bat first and you know, put up a big total. Because if England do bat first, they win the toss and bat first, then they will put up a very large total and it becomes very difficult. New Zealand, on the other hand, they've been on a bit of a downhill slide in the last couple of games, so they really need to pick up their game. But I think India would probably want to play New Zealand rather than England in the semi-final. So for that to happen, India have to win tonight and Australia have to lose tomorrow. So today's game, India versus Sri Lanka, two neighbouring countries. Sri Lanka, unfortunately, there's not really much to play for. They're sitting on 3 wins and 3 losses over 8 games. So this is their final game and they've had a couple of washouts. So it's been a bit unlucky for them as well. I guess for India, they would want to keep the momentum going, going into the finals. India's middle order hasn't really showed, the greatest batsmanship at this stage. There hasn't really been anyone who has gone on to make a big score. With India, it's been mainly their top order. So Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, and KL Rahul have taken, a big load of the runs there. So Sri Lanka will be trying to get through the top order and get into that very raw, I guess, middle order still, who probably still need a bit of time. There's been a bit of discussion about Dhoni. Does he play too slow? Is his time up? But I think I feel like Dhoni plays according to the situation. There are times when you think, why isn't Dhoni going a bit faster or scoring runs a bit faster? But I think, in that situation where wickets have fallen, it is quite tough for him to come in and just accelerate straight away. But I think he does that role pretty well. And the other player who's on the other end is usually, trying to accelerate a bit faster, taking more risks. Like Hardik Pandya, for example. Now, Dinesh Karthik played in the last game instead of Jadhav, but he didn't really get a chance to impress too much. It'll be interesting, India's lineup, whether they play Jadeja. I don't think that's likely because there are a lot of left-handers in the Sri Lanka team, so that's very unlikely. Look, my prediction is India will win this game. Sri Lanka and India, it's always been, they've always had close games because they do play each other so much. But I think Sri Lanka, they have not had a great tournament. There's been a few shining stars, in there. Batting-wise, I don't really think they've played that well. With the bowling, Lasith Malinga, probably his last World Cup, he's been their shining star in this tournament so far. India with their bowling attack as well. They may bring another spinner in instead of doing the 3 fast bowlers and 1 spinner. They may go for 2 fast bowlers and 2 spinners, the way they started the tournament, just to get some momentum and going forward, I guess. We'll just have a quick look at the weather as well, because the weather is quite important in this England World Cup, because there has been a few washouts. Unfortunately, in Leeds, it does look like it may rain. So we may have a rain curtailed match, or it may not go ahead at all. In which case, India will finish second and play England in the semi-finals. That's going to be quite tough. there's not much else I guess to say for this match. It's been a great tournament so far. Some people have been saying the quality of the batting hasn't been that great, but I think it's been pretty good, and I think that the semi-finals are going to be cracking games. Australia is in great form. India, they're building as well. England, oh my God, if England bat first, it's really hard to beat them because they bat without fear. They just go out and swing, and they're hitting it cleanly, and it's just they amass 300 to 350 runs, and that's going to be very hard to beat. New Zealand are the only team that are a little bit shaky, but then again, they've got Kane Williamson, one of the greatest batsmen out there at this stage, and his partnership with Ross Taylor is very important for their middle order. Martin Guptill, you never know, he can actually spark the innings. He hasn't yet, but in previous games he has exploded from the beginning. And New Zealand's bowling attack, what can I say? Trent Boult, one of the greatest bowlers out there, in swinging Yorkers. It's going to be a cracking contest no matter who they play. Last tournament, it was Australia versus New Zealand in the final, so it's going to be quite interesting to see if they can get through. But look, it's hard to pick a winner at this stage, but for tonight's game, I'm going to pick India. So India is my prediction to win, and they should win comfortably. So thank you for watching Dork Entertainment, DE Sports, the pre-game show. We hope you enjoyed the game tonight. Please leave a comment down below, like the video, share if you can, hit the notifications button as well so you get notified of new videos. And yes, enjoy. Peace.